Okay, so I'm Grasswalker, hello and welcome to How I Killed My Players and Why I Don't Feel Bad About It. Chapter 1, Ben Bjornal. So before I can talk to you about how Ben died and why I don't feel bad, I need to set the scene a little bit. I need you to imagine a mirror. I need you to think what a mirror represents. Now in the real world, the mirrors just sort of bounce light off of the mirror, bounce into your eyes, and you see whatever you are, but flipped. Now in my game that's mostly the same, except in my game some mirrors aren't just a flip of light. They're actually literally a reflection of yourself, and some of them can be used as a portal to enter basically a quote-unquote mirrorverse kind of thing. Basically everything is mirrored and either the opposite or exactly the same. So when you look in the mirror, you see your eyes are exactly the same, but they're on the opposite sides of your face. So some things are the same, which is the detail of the things, some things are flipped, so your alignment of your mirror self might be flipped, but the weapon choice might be the same. Alright, now we've thought about mirrors for a bit, I want to talk about the party composition at the time of death, because this is just as important as any other factor when somebody died. We had a 4th level fighter, a 4th level assassin rogue, a 4th level trickster rogue, and a 4th level cleric. This means that only one person in the party was able to heal. The party was very exhausted by the time they got to the final sort of encounters where Ben died. So right here is the outside of the dungeon. There was a giant rat just chilling, there was a giant boar just chilling, there were harpies on top of the cliffside, so that's 3 encounters already. You head inside and there were some like rust monster kind of bug things creeping on the walls, half asleep. They snuck past them because they were half asleep. I love this encounter the most out of almost anyone I've ever done in my life as a DM. Just give your players an obstacle to overcome, like a 200-foot cliff in complete darkness that's slippery, and just watch them try and handle it. It is fantastic to see the results. Down here was their warning that this place isn't to be fucked around in. There was the remains of another party, all dead. They all went down the cliff, most of them died, some of them, after seeing all their party members die, ran back to this entry of the cliff, realised they couldn't get back up, and just stayed down here until they died too. If you are looting a set of adventurers and you're like, oh wow, this guy's got a better sword than me, or oh, this guy's got more money than we've made in an entire adventuring career so far. Wow, these guys must have been great, they're fucking dead. They're down here dead on the floor, they couldn't figure this place out. What makes you think you can? What preparation have you done? What skills do you bring to the table that make you better than this party? If you're a player and you encounter a dead party that looks like they were better equipped than you, that's your fucking warning that you need to start taking shit seriously or you will die. So after that, there was this cavern. Waltz on in, there's a goblin tribe. The party had a goblin. This was a fantastic roleplay opportunity that they nailed. He sold them explosives for safe passage. A fire elemental thing that they summoned some fire elementals at. They ended up drowning one in milk. Corpse ballers. There was... Then down here to the east, there's like a dragon wing with some like lava-y floor, loads of hatchlings and a big mummy dragon. If they tried to fight this, they would have immediately died, but they didn't. They were smart. Well, most of them were smart. The rogue decided, I'm gonna fucking steal one of these hatchlings. And he actually did it. He nailed it. He got the athletics roll to grapple it. He got the damage to knock it unconscious. And he got the stealth check to just get in and out. Then in the southern room, they solved the puzzle. I'm not going to explain what it was, too much time. Summoned a shambling mound, surprise rounded it, and just fucking annihilated it. This was meant to be a huge encounter. Shambling mounds, I believe, are CR6. This was a party of 4 or 5 level 4s. Once they killed this and solved the puzzle, the water here sunk down. So they could have bypassed it all by just swimming through this like acidic water, but they did all this. They jumped through all the hoops, so the water went down to like no level. And they just walked on across to this stairs down. And then there were some more encounters in here. So this was a demon door, Fable 3, Fable 2, any Fable game if you've ever played them. Doors come awake, shout you to do things for them, else they're not going to open. Then they opened this room, this very important room here. If you go back to thinking about the mirrors I spoke to you earlier about, this is one of those things. It's a mirror that is basically just a portal to the mirrorverse. But it's not really a portal, you don't jump through it and you're on the other side. It's more of a hole. It's literally just a hole in reality where the two universes meet. So if you're looking at it, the mirrorverse version of you is also looking at it. If you go up and you touch it with your finger, you don't touch the mirror, there is no mirror, it's just a hole. You touch the finger of mirrorverse you touching your finger. That shit blew their minds. And at the moment they realised it was a mirrorverse and they needed to kill the other people, of course the mirrorverse people realised the same thing. An interdimensional scuffle occurred, and they ended up going through. So I just want you guys to take a look at the total list of what I believe to be the encounters in this dungeon that they experienced before they entered the final room. They didn't take a single rest before or after any of them. Now, I'm all for prioritizing an objective, but at some point you have to realize we need to rest. We have barely any hit dice, we've used a lot of spells, we've fought a lot of things, and to be honest, we've just exhausted a lot of resources in advance of the final room. If I was the party, I would have took rests after half the encounters, then the second 5. So do the first 5, rest, do the second 5, rest, then do the final room. I think that would have been more healthy. Now this is the room where it happened. This is where Ben Bjorn all died. So the party comes in, they start exploring the Mirrorverse, they're all happy and good days. They open up Elkin's tomb, they take the actual genuine artifact, which wakes up these monsters. They're not real dragons, they weren't statted as dragons, but the players thought they were, which panicked the shit out of them. The dragons, upon having the tomb desecrated because they didn't open it the proper way, they crowbarred it open. Dragons leapt forward, started doing breath weapons, acid filled this fucking space here, as you can see. Now, the party was 2 rogues, a fighter, and a dwarf cleric. The wood elf fighter runs at 35 feet, the 2 rogues can triple dash, and double dash, because normal movement dash, and then bonus action, cunning action dash. The dwarf can only move at 25 feet. Stubby little dwarven legs, he can't quite make it out. So the rogues are fucking gone. They are out of there. Like, there's nothing that can hold them in there. Even if they're threatened by the dragon, disengage, 30 feet, dash, 30 feet, and they're just away. They're out of the map in 2-3 rounds at most. Sariel the fighter had to pick up the heavy hammer, draw her longsword, like put the hammer away, and she started trying to hit the things and run, so wasting her action. And she ended up falling in the acid and dying. So Ben, who was stood in this little X here that I've marked, Ben was here, and he was almost home free. He could have gone 25 feet, and then the dragons move, and then he goes 25, and he's out. But the thing is, if he did that, Sariel the Wood Elf fighter would die. So Ben had to use the only healing spell I believe he had, which was Cure Wounds, which is Touch. Either way, I think he had to run back into the room. So he had to go 10, 5, and then he had to heal Sariel. Then he could only go 10 feet away. Sariel, now alive again, can fucking go 35 feet, run away, dash. She can be fucking out of there. Ben, however, is still stuck. Dragons come out the room, Ben's right in front of them, Sariel's over here somewhere. Dragons start wailing on Ben. Sariel looks at Ben and she's like, well, I've got nothing I can help him with. Either I run away or I run in and then I'm just as fucked as I have 2 health, I can't afford to do this. So Sariel's out. She starts moving towards the exit at like half speed, and she like holds her action with a bow, something like that. Ben does his best to run, but because the dragons are all over him, he has to disengage first, then go 25 feet. Dragons come forward, they hit him some more. Ben falls unconscious. The dragons then realise, I then realise the dragons can't all fit down the corridor, and even then, if you look, the wingspan and their statues, it's not like they can move a lot. They can barely fit down, so they start going really slowly, start just doing breath weapons, long range attacks. This was sort of my not bullshit, but bullshit reason to give them a much higher chance of survival. Ben fell unconscious to a breath weapon. Sariel moved at half speed to run away. Ben started failing death saves left and right. Sariel eventually gets through the mirror. Sariel and the 2 rogues who are holding actions, they all smash the shit out of the mirror, so that nothing can come back through. They like knock it over so that the dragons, if they do get up, can't do it. But at that point, Ben's dead. He's long gone. He's been dead for 6-12 seconds, and that was it. We've really made a mess of it. In conclusion, I believe there are 5 reasons Ben Bjornal died in that dungeon. If any of these had changed, there was a much higher chance he would live. Even with all of these factors, there was a solid chance he could have lived anyway. First reason, lack of resting led to low resources. Secondly, his slow speed compared to his allies left him a juicy target. Thirdly, he stopped, turned around and sacrificed his own safety to try and save a party member. Fourth, the party prioritised smashing the mirror so they won't all die to dragons instead of 2 of them smashing, 1 of them stabilising. And fifth, the party only had 1 healer, so once Ben fell unconscious, nobody could actually heal him straight back up to full in a little 5th edition yo-yo of health. Instead, they would have resorted to medicine checks, which could have failed. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more Dungeons & Dragons content, please subscribe. I'm going to be doing more character dev videos, more DM tips, more Roll20 tips. I'm going to start doing character builds. These videos take a lot longer to make than my usual content. I normally just open a game, play it, upload the footage, and that's pretty much it. Minimal editing, take out any shit that goes horribly wrong. But with these I have to script it, I have to really pull together some resources. It takes quite a while, but so far the rewards have been fantastic for that. So if you guys keep that up, I can keep making videos like this. And yeah, I love you all.